What's up, YouTube? Bam, and welcome to another episode of Will King's Vids. In this episode, we're going to be tackling Brian Fischer. He has some strong opinions on the India religious freedom law, the Indiana religious freedom law, and we're just going to check it out and see what his syllogism brings to the table. Let's watch.
He said in this statement that no one in Indiana should have the right to deny services to anyone in this state. But this is exactly what happens when a Christian baker says to a homosexual couple, I'm not going to be able to bake that cake for you. That is a service that I am compelled by my conscience and by my deeply held religious convictions. That is a service that I am not going to be able to offer to you. I'm afraid I'm going to have to deny you that service. So when Governor Pence says we are not going to allow anybody to deny anybody services in the state of Indiana, he just said the signal that he sent is we are going to force that baker to bake that cake. I'm afraid Governor Pence is dangerously close to allowing the homosexual lobby to get the state of Indiana to compel people, even though this is not what Governor Pence wants to do. I'm afraid the language is going to lead to this, to compel people to provide labor against their will. What do we call it when people are compelled to provide labor against their will? Involuntary labor. What do we call that, ladies and gentlemen? That is involuntary servitude. That is slavery. That is something that is forbidden by the 13th Amendment.
I dozed off. Like what? What did you say? Like, respecting gay people in open business is equivalent to slavery. Okay, yeah. So that's Brian Fischer's all playfulness aside, that's the overall response from Brian Fischer, that apparently having public businesses respect gay people is equivalent to slavery. Yeah, how dare the government just say, respect gay people, like treat them with equality and fairness and stuff like that, like overlook their sexual orientation. The Constitution, for one. I mean, first of all, your religious rights does not include being bigoted against people based on sexual orientation. We have separation of church and state. That entails an equal basis for human rights. That means basically, if you're running a public business, that means you cannot openly discriminate against people just because you have some private bias against them. That is discrimination by definition. Okay? And about this whole false nonsense about persecution, listen, if you want to be Christian, if you want to be bigoted in your private life, that's fine. If you don't want to hang out with no gay people or be friends with them or just think they're going to go to hell because they don't accept your worldview, that's fine. Whatever. More power to you. But if you operate a business, if you own a business that is open to the public, you have to follow the law and not be a discriminative asshole. All right? This is America. It's the symbol of the free world, basically. It's founded on rational enlightenment principles, and we treat all humans fairly. That's the way it works. That is the progressive nature of this country. All right, and if you want to talk about slavery, like the actual slavery, the slavery that my antecedents knew, yeah, trust me, that was the actual slavery. They didn't get paid, and they had to basically respect their authorities by physical force. Basically, if you didn't respect your authority back then, they basically chop your foot off, or basically just whip you until you're submitted your will over to them. Basically, that's actual slavery, and they use the Bible to justify that shit. Same way that they're using the Bible to justify discriminating gay folks. But as our empirical knowledge grows, we understand that that's just natural, just a genetic predisposition that honestly doesn't hurt anyone. So pretty much you're fighting a losing battle, and grow the fuck up. That's my response to religious right and Brian Fischer, this douchebag moron. But that's my video overall. This has been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Ciao.